Hello again, back with you. This time I'm going to do roasted carrot soup. It's creamy roasted carrot soup. It's just amazing. There's no cream added into it at all. But when you mulch up all these carrots and add a tiny piece of butter at the end, you end up with a creamy soup that's absolutely delicious. It's extremely simple. It's very versatile. You can flavour it whatever way you like. If you'd like to have the Thai curried carrot soup, or today I'm going to do carrot and ginger soup. Again, remembering for good health, we should be having between 5 and 7 fruit and veg a day. So this is a great way of sticking in a few carrots and a little bit of onion. So it's a great way to clock up your fruit and veg, and there is nothing easier. The basic recipe of this soup is, and again, as I said, at the end you can add your own twist to it. It is 2 pounds of carrots. And they are to be chopped up small and roasted for about 20 to 25 minutes in an oven to make them soft. And you see, you can, if you look at them, there's a little bit of browniness coming on them. Carrots, like most vegetables, when you roast them, they become sweet. It brings out a different flavour. It's fabulous to roast vegetables. If you haven't time to roast them, you can saute them on in your pot and heat them through that way. Just not quite as good because you don't get quite the same sweetness, but it's nearly as good, and you know, as I believe, good enough is good enough. So there is 2 pounds of carrots chopped and roasted, peeled, chopped and roasted, and then 1 white onion. Can you believe it? My daughter made dinner last night and she used the onions. All the onions are gone. So instead of 1 white onion, I chopped up 2 red onions. And in reality, this happens all the time. I go for ingredients and maybe I don't quite have them. So I improvise. So instead of the 1 white onion, which I say would probably be better, I'm using 2 red onions. But you know what? Good enough is good enough, and they will be good. And then there are 2 cloves of garlic chopped up, and I'm doing carrot and ginger. I have a fair bit of ginger. I have a good probably inch of fresh root ginger, peeled and chopped small. And ginger is great for boosting your immunity. It has a great bit of zing in it. So if you don't like much ginger, a teaspoonful. If you like it moderately ginger, a dessert spoonful. And if you like a good old kick of ginger, a tablespoonful. So I have a very good generous tablespoon of chopped ginger there. So we start by frying we roast our carrots, so they take about 20 minutes in the oven. Then I take them out and I have the onion frying for about 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes to soften it. You know, we do this with most recipes. We want to make the onions translucent and soften them to get the sweetness out of them. Onions can be sharp if we don't do that. So they've been on for 5 minutes. Then I'm going to add my flavourings, which is my half teaspoon of coriander. It's a very small spoon, so I'm putting in a teaspoon, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, so I put in a good half teaspoon. I like a lot of flavour, and the garlic will go in now, and the ginger will go in, and we'll stir them around. It's very good if you're adding flavourings to anything like soup. It's very good to add it and saute them before you add all the liquid, because in reality, the liquid, when you fry them, you bring out the flavour, okay? So I'll add this and I'll just fry that there for a couple of minutes. And that will allow the flavour come out. The flavour of the garlic, of the ginger, of the cumin and the coriander. And I leave that there, the last bit of ginger. And that should smell quite good, and it does. Then I'm going to get my vegetable stock ready. As I said, I have a litre of boiling water I'm going to put in on my 2 sachets of vegetable stock. So I have that in there ready to go in. So it's 2 pounds of carrots chopped and roasted for about 20 minutes until they're getting a bit soft. It's 1 white onion, or if you're like me and you don't have one, I've used 2 small red onions. The red onions are sweeter than the white onions. 2 cloves of garlic, and then half a teaspoon of coriander and a 1/4 of a teaspoon of cumin. Okay, now I have to put the carrots in on top of the onion, garlic ginger, cumin and coriander, and I mix that all around. Just let that all mix nicely around, okay? Give that a minute, and then now I'm going to add my vegetable stock, okay? So I have this stirred around so that the little stock really dissolves into the water, and then I'm going to put this in like this, okay? And I let that come to the boil and allow that all those flavours mix. Okay, so they won't take that long. So in this soup, and this is going to be my ginger soup, I have 2 pounds of carrots roasted, 1 yellow onion, chopped and fried, sauteed till it's translucent. Then I add a half a teaspoon of coriander, a quarter teaspoon of cumin. I add 2 cloves of garlic and probably a good generous tablespoon of chopped fresh root ginger. That root ginger is wonderful. I'm sure you all know it. And I told you in some of the classes, if you're feeling under the weather or have a little cold, you can chop it up fine with some honey and lemon juice and a little bit of boiling water. It makes a wonderful drink. And if I was doing that, I would use a good inch of it. You know, that could make 1 or 1.5 drinks, you know, depending on your taste and how strong you like it. But it's really good for your immunity, and it's really good if you have a cold or a dose. It's a great energy booster, ginger. It's wonderful, and it's really good for your digestion as well. So ginger is fabulous. So I let this boil away, and this won't take that long, probably about 10 or 15 minutes. Just check those carrots. And I let all that mix in, and then when that's done, I will mix it up. I'll blend it all up, and I'll add 1.5 teaspoons of lemon juice. Lemon juice is unbelievable in soups. If I find I make a soup and it's quite bland, you know, a half a teaspoon or a half a lemon is wonderful. The juice of half a lemon is wonderful to bring it to life. This recipe suggests, and I'll be putting the recipe up on the site when we're done, this recipe suggests 1.5 teaspoons of lemon juice. I'll certainly put that in first, but knowing me, I'll be adding another 1.5 teaspoons because I love lots of flavour, and I must admit I know quite a lot of people don't, so make it the way you like it. The wonderful thing is it's your dish, you're in charge, and you can put whatever twist you want on it. So 2 pounds of carrots, 1 yellow onion, 2 cloves of garlic, some ginger, root ginger, and then half a teaspoon of coriander, quarter teaspoon of cumin, and your vegetable stock. And I'll boil that there for a couple of minutes, about 10 minutes, and then mix it all up. And when it's all done, I'll add the lemon juice and a knob of butter, and it will be absolutely lovely. If you would prefer to have Thai roasted carrot soup, instead of adding in the big clump of ginger, add in a dessert spoon, say, of the Thai curry paste. I'm not sure if you've seen the video I did on that before. It was absolutely delicious. I hadn't used those jars like that in that way, and it was wonderful. And then with the rest of the jar, you could make a little stir fry for your dinner and get more vegetables in. Anyway, I'll see you in a few minutes when this is done. Now, hi, back again. The soup is done. I've mixed it all up. As you can see here, a lovely orange, creamy looking soup. And just to finish it off, well, I'm going to taste it before I go any further, because this is when, and you can change how it is completely. Very nice, needing something, definitely needing more black pepper for me. I didn't put any salt into it because those stock cubes have enough salt, and I try and keep the amount of salt we use to a minimum. But so black pepper, I have to put in 2.5 or a teaspoon and a half of lemon juice. So there's 1. There's 2, you know me, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. And I'll just get another spoon. I'll mix this all around. And then the recipe recommends that this is what will really give it its creaminess, is a little knob of butter melted in. So that's probably about 1 ounce of butter, or 3/4 of an ounce of butter. And I'm stirring all of that around now into the soup. So it should give it a really creamy, delicious. And remember, I love to make soup, but anything you make, it's how you present it. So if you have a fresh herb, or something that you can put a little bit of fresh parsley or a little bit of something. I have mint and basil here. We finished the coriander last night. Coriander is fabulous with carrot, but actually parsley is a wonderful garnish. I have parsley outside. I planted a pot in the garden, and it's just wonderful. Actually, I planted 3 pots, so hopefully I'll end up with plenty. And this was my clean spoon, and I'll taste this again. Much different, really nice. I'll put a bit more black pepper. I know some of you will be saying stop, but I love black pepper, and there you go. I hope you and your family will be able to enjoy that. Happy Easter.